Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another 3-minute chess. Let's see if we can get a game going here. And here we go. Playing the King of Iran. Yeah, that's going to be quite a scalp if I can somehow get to him, right? I've beaten the King of Iran. Maybe cause some kind of international incident. Who knows? So I've played this before with both colors, black and white. It's kind of closed position. Not a ton going on. All right, so he's pushing e5, which is logical, trying to get something going. All right. See if I can confuse him a little bit. No, he's not easily confused. All right, so I'm kind of hoping that this is a structure that is slightly better for me. For example, knight takes d5 already looks interesting. Winning a couple of pawns in the process. Or am I missing something? Oh, 2-minute games are always fun because you can hang all kinds of things. At least I can. So you never know what's going to happen. I've seen Nakamura mate Aronian once, so if Aronian can miss a mate in one, us mortals can do worse. Okay. See what you're saying. I'm fine with that. 3 pawns for an exchange. I'm okay with that. I think that would be a nice... I don't know. I might be wrong. I think it might be nice, but I could be completely wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. I mean, not because of the pawn itself, but because this makes my my c pawn interesting. Knight a3 is kind of awkward. Yeah, I suppose I'll just have to do this. Give up a pawn. A lot of loose pieces. It's not that clear anymore. Far from clear. Yep, he's very active. I'd like to do that. Kind of shutting out my bishop out of play, but it might be necessary. I have to play quickly now, of course, on top of everything else. So, let's see. I mean, this is very risky, but I have very little time left, so I'm gonna lose on time no matter what. So the best chance for me is to somehow muddy the waters. Maybe force it into. Okay, that's twice. And that's it, yep. Okay, well, I just didn't have enough time to do much about that. Yeah, I was winning. But at some point, I played it too casually, which is what happens, at least to me, a lot of times when I get a winning position, is I tend so here. Yeah, this is the first part where I probably should have thought about it for a second. I took with the F pawn, which what this does is it loosens my knight on d4. This knight never really finds a good square again. So, okay, this is still, just fine. I mean, again, I didn't have to give up an exchange, but I thought, look, I have 3 pawns for the exchange. I have an excellent bishop, but look at these lines. Center lines are open for his rooks, and my knight doesn't have any good support points that I can get to easily in the middle of the board. And the bishop, I mean, it cuts across the board, but all of his pieces are on dark squares. He can easily get out of that. So, and my extra pawns are, doubled here, and I only have 1 extra pawn on the queen side. So it's, not easy. So here I thought I had something, but then the knight, and from this point on, it was kind of a downward spiral really for me. I mean, once this position comes about, I wouldn't say he's better, but it's not easy for me. I mean, I still have, I'm still better material-wise, but all of his pieces are much better than mine. The bishop is just loose. It's just, it strikes into empty space. The queen doesn't really know what it's doing. The rook, it's hard to find anything for this rook to do. If the bishop was on this diagonal by miracle, that wouldn't be so bad. But here it's just, and this, yeah. But what else do I do? I mean, bishop e2, maybe. I mean, that's bishop e2 is probably the only one that makes sense, and probably better than b5. b5 was just as good as resigning. So let me go back to here. There's one move that I was considering, but didn't have enough time to really calculate anything. But this is it. And rook d7. This is what I was worried about, and definitely seems. Yeah, that seems to be okay for him. More than okay. Yeah, there's nothing I can do, but I can take this pawn and then play with 3 pawns relatively advanced. Maybe there was something. But yeah, that goes to show you, when you are up material, don't let your guard down. And I try to play simple, but sometimes what happens is I give back too much to my opponent. So here, I mean, he's fighting for any kind of counterplay. So G takes was bad. E takes doesn't seem so good. So maybe I just shouldn't take. You know, maybe I should just develop. I don't know. F3 doesn't seem so horrendous, but I guess it could be. Yeah, it's hard. That's what happens usually when you pick up material. You spend a lot of time picking it up, and especially when the position opens up, and the 3-minute game gets really hard. All right, well, too much talking. Hope you had fun. Bye.